Without any surprise, this year the Jeep Gladiator was definitely a favorite at Sema. And I want to talk about a few of my favorite builds and mods that I've come across. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Casey, and if you're stopping by for the first time, welcome to the channel. I do upload new videos every week, so think about hitting that subscribe button. I would love to have you join us here on the channel. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Even though I wasn't able to attend SEMA this year, I have been keeping a close eye on all of the new innovative products and crazy builds that have been popping up all over social media the last few days. I wanted to make a video showing you guys some of the most interesting Jeep Gladiator builds and new mods that I've seen so far. Before I get started, quick question for you guys. Do you want to see me do another version of this video with the Wrangler JL? I'm focusing on just the Gladiator today. I would love to hear your feedback and whether I should do any follow-ups. As well, leave me a comment down below with your favorite Jeep Gladiator builds that you've seen at SEMA. And if you've seen any cool mods or parts that have been featured at SEMA, I want to hear about it. Leave me some comments down below. Let's get started and jump into this video. All right, this first build, well, this one, I think this one has captured a lot of eyeballs this year, and it is from Quake LED. They've gone a little bit of a different route from the traditional Jeep Gladiator builds that we've been seeing this year, or a build that I would consider, but I thought it was really innovative and fun, and I know this was a bit of a joke build for Quake LED, but they wanted to have a little fun this year at SEMA with its lowered stance, lowrider wheels, and check that out. Yep, that's right, it has beer kegs mounted to the side of it. Pretty cool build, but anyways, let's get into some of the serious builds because there are some really cool rigs this year. All right, this first build is a red Gladiator from Deviate OffRoad. They are a general manufacturer of off-road parts. I haven't used any of them myself, but I did notice a few things on this build that I did find interesting and wanted to point them out to you. The first is their extensive use of Baja Designs off-road lights. I think Baja Designs puts out a really nice lighting package, and the Deviate Jeep is not lacking in any of the lighting department. But what about some of Deviate's actual products? There's a couple on here that I really think are neat. First being, how about these half doors? They're really different from a lot of the other half doors that companies are putting out, and it's really fun to see some of these half doors on these Jeep Gladiators. You know, the Jeep Gladiator being a truck that you can take the roof off, take the doors off, modify the doors, put half doors on, soft doors, whatever you want, just offers so much latitude for customization. And it's really cool to see some different looking half doors coming from Deviate. The other mod that I really like is this front bumper. I really like how they've integrated that light bar into the front bumper, and it protects it from either being stolen if you've got your rig parked outside, or when you're on the trail, especially where I wheel, it's gonna prevent that or protect it a little bit from some of those tree branches and close trees from knocking your light bar around. Yeah, so I think this is a pretty cool bumper from Deviate, and I'm gonna be keeping an eye on some of their products that they're releasing. All right, the next Gladiator build is by Fad For OffRoad. I haven't been a huge fan of Fad For's styling up until now, but I think they've put out some of the nicest fenders that I've seen on any JL or Gladiator yet. They've created a set of metal fenders that don't stray too far from the new JL look that we're all starting to become accustomed to, especially integrating that LED turn signal and running light into the fender in a very JL and Gladiator fashion. A lot of the other metal fenders that I've seen so far basically replace it with like a button LED light that just kind of loses and takes away from the Gladiator and JL look. Fad For OffRoad has managed to redesign the fender, giving it more of an angular look, but as well keeping that LED signal and light integrated and a similar shape and size to what we'd see from the factory. The other cool product from Fad For that they have on their SEMA build is this rear bumper. Now I just caught another look at this rear bumper. If you follow Street Speed 717, he is building a Gladiator most likely to give away, but he just put this same bumper on his Gladiator as well. And I really like the look of it and how it wraps around and protects some of the Gladiator's box. As well, it has a step integrated into the sides of it so that you can use it to jump up or climb into your bed, or maybe grab some of your gear that you have on one of these high bed racks that it seems every Gladiator is starting to show up with. So it's a pretty cool, functional, and full width bumper to go on your Jeep Gladiator. This next build is from Bruiser Customs. They are a long-time Jeep modifier company. They do a lot of LS swaps into Jeeps, but they've done other builds turning JKs and JLs into trucks and just all kinds of extreme modifications. And this is a full-on pre-runner Gladiator. It's got monster suspension. They've got huge aluminum custom wide fenders stretching the width of this out. They've gone and modified, replaced all of the axles, but as well, under the hood, it has an 808 horsepower LS3 V8. This is completely custom. Everything on this has been changed. And I think this is one of the most extensive builds to show up at Sema this year that I have come across. Good job, Bruiser Conversions. This thing is a really cool rig and a lot different than some of these other builds with just a bunch of bolt-ons. I really like this. Although it wouldn't be good for the wheeling that I do, this is a cool build. Now, Rugged Ridge is a company that I haven't always gone to look for parts, but this year, their Jeep build at Sema, well, multiple Jeep builds, really had some cool innovative products that I didn't want to miss out on telling you guys about. So their Gladiator build has some parts on it that aren't going to be just exclusive to Gladiators. They will also fit on the JL, and one of those parts is the new snorkel system. This is an easy to install, simple, no cutting, no drilling snorkel that you can mount on your JL or your Gladiator, hooking it up to the factory airbox and just replacing the cowl on the hood. You get a completely functional snorkel. It has both a tall extension that goes up to your roofline, or you can cap it off at the fender for a very clean look. And they say you can install this in like an hour. The other neat product from Rugged Ridge that I saw, which I would strongly consider for a JL purchase in the future, is this new stamped bumper. Instead of bending and welding sheet steel or aluminum, they've actually stamped it, and it gives it a very clean, futuristic type look. So if you're looking for a different build style or build look on your JK, or not your JK, on your JL or your Gladiator, take a look at the bumper that they have featured on their two-door JL at Sema. I really like the look of this, and it's definitely going to be at the top of the list of bumpers that I'm going to be looking at in the future. Some really different products coming from Rugged Ridge that is setting them apart from other Jeep part manufacturers that have just basically retrofitted a lot of their JK parts to fit onto JLs and Gladiators. This next mod is pretty cool. I haven't seen anything like this by any other companies at Sema, and it comes from Rockslide Engineering's build on their Gladiator. You may have heard of Rockslide Engineering before. They do the extending side steps for Jeep JLs and JKs. They're fairly heavy duty, but they still have a mechanical motor that drops that step down and makes it easy to get into. Well, they've taken that one step further by creating a rear bed step that drops down at the back of the Gladiator. Pretty cool little spot to put one, and just a button on the inside of your rack or bed, and it lowers the step down. You can step on it and get to your cargo rack or into your bed a lot easier. And then it tucks away, and it's not going to be getting hit on rocks or obstacles when you're out off-roading. Last but not least, I'm going to take a look at one of my favorite builds that I saw at Sema, and this is from JT Rubicon. It is a blue Rubicon, but it's a little bit different than a lot of the other Rubicons we've seen. Now, it was built by a company called Doche Off-Road. I'm probably not saying that right. I will leave a link to their Instagram down in the description. Take a look at this. First of all, the blue is beautiful. I'm a little bit impartial to blue. In case you haven't seen my Corvette, it is almost the same color. But check out the bed length on it. They've actually shortened the bed on this Gladiator to give it less length and, you know, be a little bit more flexible off-road. The other thing that I really like about this build is the way that they've mounted the spare tire. Now, I haven't actually looked at the system to get the spare tire into place, but I do like where they have put it. They've put it underneath the bed rack. So you still have room to put a rooftop tent on top or other cargo that you may want up there, or maybe you just don't want a really high vehicle, but they've got the spare tire mounted underneath the racking system, which still leaves you lots of room to put your gear into the bed or have bed racks that slide in and out. However you want to configure your Gladiator's cargo area, it's keeping the tire tucked up and out of the way for the most part. Really kind of cool way to mount up this spare tire, and I really like it. So what are some of your favorite builds and mods that you've seen so far coming out of Sema 2019 that maybe I didn't cover here today? I would love to hear from you guys, so leave some comments down below. Don't forget, weekly uploads here on the channel. I will see you guys very soon next week in the next video.